legend in this shit, lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin', kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowin' by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach. Cause if they make the wrong move and coach. See me, they like, ooh, keep on chopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on my divorce.
Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that bitch, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper Free. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them boys, we taking notes. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and with the speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and outdone. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I fed, he nice, but he don't show them skills. How I show them skills, he ride, but he don't work the niggas don't run it like we run it. Bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel. I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel how I work the wheel. Oh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried. I got Ray for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dog? Guns and butter, baby boy. You PK top, dog. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that Ecoline van to a damn tank. I got chopper stash in the attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel. I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He's nice, but he don't show the skills how I show the skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a made, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried. I got Ray for real.
Kling 2.5 Turbo is now on Artlist, and it's the most precise video model yet. How precise? Allow me to demonstrate. You see, this is a big, powerful model, but it also gets the job done.
What is it doing?
It'll do exactly as the prompt says.
Get a shot of that. That's precision for you.
Yes, helicopter man. Kling 2.5 Turbo is powerful and precise. Get it on Artlist.
What a skillful gorilla.
So go to Artlist and start creating without limits.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, that.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. See me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on my bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 with the booth going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Keep on stopping, got this bitch off the hand, got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, this is salt. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. Hey! One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling? See, you locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's one west. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward than me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder, you ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on his beat, hope you like it well done. Got them killer.
Live. Good. All right, Most High Christ, if you could just check the sound real quick, you can actually use that and what's the name. All right, so I'm Officer Quahal out of Delaware with ISUPK, and if you don't know, we are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana. We have been called to teach so-called Blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans that we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And with that intro that y'all might hear us give, there comes a lot of responsibility. As you can see, we have a lot of different things that are on our table. If you see brothers that went through ISUPK Hebrew Academy, you'll see this on us. And we took an oath. We not only took an oath, to, our Lord and our brothers, but we took an oath for you, for the people out there that don't even know the Lord, the people out there that don't even serve the Lord. And that is a heavy oath to take, because right now it is December 25th, 2025, and brothers and sisters are still celebrating Christmas. Brothers and sisters are celebrating every single holiday that has nothing to do with God, but yet they say they serve God. Right. And a lot of people out there, they call us a hate group. They call us racist. They want us to be ashamed, but we don't have to be ashamed, because we serve the Lord and we're doing what the Lord has called us to do. The people that should be ashamed are those who know the truth and continue to go the opposite way of what the Lord wants them to do. The people that should be ashamed are those who try to stop us from actually helping Black people. When I came into ISUPK, one of the reasons why I came into ISUPK was I noticed that a lot of Black people that try to defend Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they fell short. They didn't have the proper words to say. They didn't have the proper knowledge. They would falter. But every single time I saw ISUPK, even though they would call out the bad behavior of our people, they would defend us. They would let us know when something was a weapon that was formed and, going against us, and the reason why we were in the decay we were in. And I wanted to take up that mantle and defend Black people. So that's what we're here doing today. We got Kaash in the building fighting for Black people. We got Laka Rob in the building fighting for Black people. And I myself are going to continue to fight for Black people as Christ fought for us back in times past. Right. All right. If I could, let me see. Where do I want to start? Because tonight's class is called Who is to Blame? And we're going to talk a little bit about Christmas. We'll talk a little bit about, what's going on, and definitely talk about who is actually to blame. So if I could, if you could hold Job 18 and 11. All right. So who's to blame? That's tonight's class. All right. So when did it happen? It was August 12th, 2025. The National Guard arrived in Washington, D.C., right? Donald Trump was saying that he was concerned about the crime rate in urban cities. When you use the term urban, that is talking about Black people. That's talking about Hispanics. So he put the National Guard in those areas because he said there was a high crime rate, as if we are just the people that are, just subject to criminality and we just can't help it. And then we need to be controlled. Well, on November 26, 2025, in between that time, that's about a little over 3 months, nothing happened. No National Guards were attacked. If Black people and Hispanic people were such criminals, how come they didn't attack the National Guard? How come they didn't go to war with this seemingly foreign people that's in their neighborhoods, telling them what to do, telling them to go in the house, arresting them and harassing them in military uniforms? For 3 months, they walked around free. On 11/26/2025, 3 National Guardsmen were assaulted with a deadly weapon. 2 of them were unalived and 1 of them was critically injured. Was that a black person that did that over the 3 months between that time that the National Guard was there, since we're such criminals? What do y'all think?
Yeah, I don't think black people did anything.
Black people didn't do that. It was an Afghanistani or Afghan national that did this to them. That was the suspect in that crime. Okay. And on 11/23/2025, ICE, or not even 11, I'm sorry, this is almost a year now. ICE has been in these neighborhoods of ours, of our people, and they're doing raids. And they said that they were there to go ahead and deport our brothers, our Hispanic brothers that are a threat to public safety. And they've been in the neighborhood since 1/23/2025. So that's January. Do you think any Hispanics actually hurt anybody while they're being these people are going to school, they're doing all these things, and you'll start to notice what I'm saying. The people of God have been oppressed in every single way. Every single way. You can even look back to the Greek and the Roman Empire, and even till today, because that's what this empire is like. Since January, ICE has been in our neighborhoods. Months later, about 8 months later, there was 3 detainees that were ICE detainees that were shot, or Salakia, that were assaulted with a deadly weapon by a sniper. Do you know what that suspect was? Was that a Hispanic that did that? Was that a black person that did that? What do you think the person was?
Hey, Salakia, we don't even own snipers.
Most of us don't.
Right, we don't even got the availability to those kind of arms.
Right. And honestly, the law-abiding citizens of us, black people tend to look down on guns and say, and don't see them as a tool for protection. They see it as something violent. When our oppressor walks around, with guns strapped to them, just to exercise their rights. And we look at it as it's something bad, almost like a bad omen to have a gun. But the person that shot those 3 ICE detainees, they're saying the ICE detainees are the violent ones. They're saying the ICE detainees are the ones that are, menaces to public safety, when really it was a white supremacist that went there and assaulted them while they were in chains and handcuffs and already being oppressed. You got Charlie Kirk, who tried to mention, gun violence and attribute it to gang violence and say that the mass shooters included our people. Who was the suspect that, resulted in his untimely demise? This is another person that is outside of us. This is a so-called white person. So you got an Afghan in this situation and 2 oppressors. If I could, let me get Job 18:11, and we're going to continue to move on into our lesson.
Khan. This is the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet.
So what this is talking about is you can look at this and understand it as, after a while, there's going to be many terror attacks. You had the Afghan national, and which is he's a person that is outside of the United States as far as his home. And then you have the homegrown terrorists that, we saw on January 6th. And that's another thing. January 6th just really doesn't get talked about enough. That was so terrible that there's officers that unalived themselves after that. Black people weren't really involved in that, but they want to blame us. They want to make us the scapegoats. What we should realize is the oppressor is a devil that works in a way to where you see something every single day, what it is, but they can flip it on the news and make you think something completely different. There will be 30 crimes that's committed by an oppressor that never make the news. And the 2 that they're able to get on the news of black people, they broadcast and act like that is our complete character and our complete makeup. let me get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Because we shouldn't keep allowing the oppressor to trick us in any manner. Go ahead.
So like, yeah, and just to add in on what you're saying, I searched up the definition for the term propaganda.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what you was leading in on when you said that the oppressors kind of could sway any image and paint any kind of picture.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of brothers and sisters don't know the meaning of that word propaganda.
No, they don't. Right now, propaganda is pretty much just public relations.
Right.
Like when you see public relations for let's use the the Israeli government, their public relations team really pumps out propaganda to make it look like they're a sensible and fair nation that are protecting themselves. But in reality, what's going on is there's been an all-out onslaught of their neighbors, the Palestinians.
Right.
And now, because people are getting more hip and there's more news not more news outlets, but there's social media, you can kind of see what it is without the context of being told and having the propaganda. But that's exactly right what you're saying. Like the propaganda that this oppressor uses is just unmatched. Like our people, haven't yet been able to understand that and start to use it in our favor.
Right.
Which whenever I have a chance, I'm gonna do that. When I ever have the resources, there's gonna be so much propaganda that I use that is going to better us in this time. It's gonna be outlandish, and my name won't be anywhere near it. And it'll be the truth, but it will be done in a way to where it's gonna captivate the minds of people to kind of see it in a manner of not so much entertainment. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be something that like really sears into people's brains because they've been able to sear negativity in our brains about each other.
Right.
They've been able to sear negativity about our sisters, in our minds to where sisters don't even want to wear their natural hair in the world. They really will take on the look of the oppressor's daughter so they could feel more accepted. The propaganda is so strong. What has been done to us is so despicable that blacks are in a position to where their self-esteem is based off of what they wear. Our self-esteem is based off of if we have what's a popular brand for the young people right now. Well, not Jordans, yes, that's my generation.
Like Dior.
But Dior, like the young people, they want Dior. And the best way they can help
or Lululemon.
Lululemon is some workout
stuff. It's a very cheap brand that has been shown to our people as something everybody should be wearing. You know what I mean? Because all these influencers, everybody want to be like an influencer.
Right. So that's propaganda.
Concert.
If you can convince everybody to just get online and just talk about nothing, how can the truth actually really reach the masses without a all-out brawl online? Like they've been able to convince our people that that's a job or a line to go into. Like our people, instead of being doctors, lawyers, instead of being everything that we actually need, plumbers, electricians, we're going online through the work of propaganda and just getting online and doing the weirdest of things that I've never seen in my life. To where you're online, you're an influencer, somebody types like a fruit or an ice cream in the chat and you're going yum yum yum. You chose that over being a doctor. That's propaganda. That is literally an oppressor going online and inserting famous people in a situation and swaying your opinion and your path on where you should be going. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, if you could. And just to finish up the point on self-esteem, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans should understand that we can't tear each other down to build our own selves up.
Right.
You know how many times I see online where we're tearing each other down and we think that makes us big? We have to stand on the backs of our people to look good. Like, that's not a thing we should be doing. I see so many times black people tearing another brother down online that it doesn't make any sense. It like, we have to get out of that. That's something that the slave master put on us, and we just kept those traditions. And it's a slave mind mentality that even we're humans. I can speak to you and you should understand, because animals, I'm gonna show you, they don't understand that. They become just drones in the world after being captive. We can break out of it through the truth. But if you could, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
Khan, that's the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
Let no man deceive you by any means. I don't care if it's propaganda, Project Bluebeam. I don't care if Nicki Minaj goes up on stage and tells you that you should be a Republican, or if, what's her name, Cardi B tells you should be a Democrat.
Right.
Don't let the oppressor use people that are us and look like us to deceive us by any means. It shouldn't be done by any means. Continue.
For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Now, what's that talking about? We can't, it's saying, don't let anybody trick you. I'm gonna summarize it. Don't let anybody trick you by any means. And then read that part again.
Khan. Except there come Salakia. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Now, what's that talking about?
The Salakia, whatever they deceived you with is never gonna come, basically.
No. Let's read that part one more time and keep going.
Khan. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
So it's saying, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. The day that we're looking for is for Christ to come back and for us to have a kingdom. So that day is not going to come until the devil, the oppressor, is actually revealed in the earth. And then we fall away from that until we separate ourselves from the devil.
Right.
Until we separate ourselves from all this propaganda that we're learning, all these disgusting holidays. Why would Christ come back if all you're going to do in the church is sing, dance, and get funky and not do anything that the Bible's telling you to do? Why is Christ going to come back? What's he going to come back to? Christ died, right? So that you could have a second chance to come back to the Most High. He's going to come back once you get it right. The day is not going to come until we realize who the devil actually is. Let's read that from the top just one more time. Because if I could, through propaganda, we even, as Black people, Hispanic people, especially with the Catholic Church, we even worship God wrong by going to church on Sundays, and we're going to get into that. But if you could read that one more time.
Khan, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
The son of perdition is not just one person. This isn't 666 on the back of the Antichrist, because even the scriptures say there are many Antichrists. The son of perdition is talking about the rulers of this world.
Right.
The scriptures say the world has been given into the hand of the wicked, right? Right now, the oppressors rule every single thing, and they make sure they do it by war. They're tricking us by any means, but we shouldn't fall under that. The day that Christ comes back is going to be the day that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans get it together and we start sticking together. There's some people that may not get it, but there should at least be a falling away so we're no longer up under the professor, Salakia, the oppressor. All right, let's read verse 4.
Khan. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
So our oppressor exalts himself over all that is called God, to where we look at the oppressor as a God. Continue.
Khan. Or that is worship.
Who's worship in the Christian church?
Caesar Borgia.
Caesar Borgia is an oppressor. He was the Pope's son. He was commissioned to be painted after he died by the Pope, by a famous painter. What was it? Leonardo da Vinci, right? I believe it was.
I believe so too.
And now in the church, they worship somebody who is dead and gone and has nothing to do with our actual Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Continue.
Khan. So that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Isn't that what they do? What's it say in the Apocrypha? Let's get that real quick. And I'll get that for you for the that's in Maccabees 3 and 48 if y'all want to get there with me. First Maccabees 3 and 48. And it says, if you can read that part one more time, then I'll read Maccabees.
Khan, who opposeth and exalteth himself. Oh, Salakia. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
First Maccabees 3 and 48. This is propaganda right here. A lot of us are too young to know what this even is, but there was a show my father used to watch called I believe it was called The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger had a Native American with him. Let me look it up real quick. Let me see if I look it up, if you could show a picture of what that is. The Lone Ranger. It's an old show. Back in the day, cowboys and Indians was the thing that was on TV. That was the most exciting thing on TV. Let me see. All right. So if you can look up the Lone Ranger, the original show, I believe the person's name was Clayton Moore. And if you can get a picture of him, I left a tab open for you. And look up, the Lone Ranger. And I'll just explain, what's going on with him. But the Lone Ranger was a law enforcement agent, or a kind of like a cowboy with a mask that would run around and get bad guys that had bounty on their heads. And in the show, he was white. But do you know that in real life, the Lone Ranger was a black man? And he rolled with, I believe, like 3 or 4 Native Americans. Let me see. The Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger?
Yes, the Lone Ranger.
Share screen.
And let me get I believe his name was Bass Reeves. Marshall Bass Reeves, legendary black U.S. Marshal. But when it's presented to us, even there was a new movie in 2013 with the Lone Ranger, and they had it as a white man knowing the truth of what was going on. That's propaganda. What that does is that continues to lower us, and it continues to raise the oppressor up to being a hero every single time. So yeah, we can just use the 2013 version, but there's another version in black and white. But in real life, if you can look up U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves, the original Lone Ranger, and we'll move on. And while you look that up, I'm gonna read something. All right. So it's Lakia. Say that again.
You said Bass Reeves?
Yeah, Bass Reeves. He was the original Lone Ranger. First Maccabees 3 and 48. And the oppressor has a history of doing this to us. If we do something great, it's going to be stolen. If we are a great legendary character in history, they're going to wipe us away and paint over the face white. If anybody can remember, what was that called that they did in Russia? Y'all remember what that was called? Where they repainted all of the original paint? Yes. Russian icons, what they did was all the original paintings of the angels, of the 12 disciples, of Christ, of every single person in the Bible, they went ahead and painted over those white, and it was called Russian icons. And it showed that they were repainted. In First Maccabees 3 and 48, this is during the Greek oppression. It says, and laid open the book of the law. The book of the law is the Bible, the scriptures. wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. That's what they've done for the longest time. I'm gonna read that for y'all one more time. This is First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen is the oppressor. This is in Maccabees, so you know it's talking about the Greeks. And had sought to paint the likeness of their images. When you look at the angels that are painted in like the Sistine Chapel and all that, when you look at how they painted God, those are all white men. Yeah, that's Bass Reeves right there. That's actually the Lone Ranger, who was so famous that his name I can't even remember in 2025. And this man, what does it say when he was around? Let me see. Lone Ranger. Let me just look up the year it was. It says who operated in the late 1800s, so around 1838.
Yeah, to 1910.
Good night. That's the propaganda that we deal with. That's the trickery that we need to understand that the oppressor does. All right. Who's to blame? So far, we know it's the oppressor.
Right.
We talked about that Afghan national. One of the reasons why you have Afghan nationals upset is because the oppressor made the Afghans not trade places, but become traders in their own land when they had interpreters. And then they left those people over there high and dry to deal with the Taliban after making deals with them and telling them they could come over here, let their families perish. And now these terrorists want to get back at the United States for botching up deals. That's what's going on. They're turning their own people into criminals by the things that they're showing on TV, by the things that they're doing to their own people. So now you have homegrown terrorists. Who's to blame? The oppressor. Right. All right. Let's move on. All right. Let me see. Let me go to Genesis chapter. Oh, you know what? Let me just read something for y'all. Go ahead. The water though. All right, let me see. So the oppressor has been so great at tricking us that black people go into church and they think they're worshiping the Most High on the exact day that they're not supposed to be worshiping the Most High. Sunday worship. Does anybody know where Sunday worship comes from?
Sun God.
Yes, it comes from the sun god. I'm gonna go ahead and read it for you. The sun god comes all the way from Iran, I believe, called Mithra. And I believe it's called Mithraism. And if you look in the Encyclopedia Britannica, it'll tell you exactly what it is. All right. It says Mithraism, the worship of Mithra, the Iranian god of the sun, justice, contract, and war in pre-Zoroastrian Iran, known as Mithras in the Roman Empire. You'll start to notice that the oppressor, the Greeks and the Romans, took a lot of different things from Egypt, Iran, and other Arab gods, and then had it kind of like their own gods. And I'm going to continue to read. It says, known as Mithras in the Roman Empire during the 2nd and 3rd century CE, this deity was honored as the patron of loyalty to the emperor. After acceptance of Christianity by the Emperor Constantine in the early 4th century, Mithraism rapidly declined. Now, why is that important? What Constantine wanted to do was to get the people to stop being separate. So he united them in religious faction under one single religion, which was Christianity. What that got to do, what that was able to do was get them to stop calling themselves, different things and become Christian. But Sunday worship was actually put in place instead of it being on the Sabbath Saturday. It says Sunday worship is linked to the sun god Mithra, stems from the Roman sun worship, particularly Mithraism, a popular mystery cult venerating the sun god Mithras, which heavily influenced Roman culture and its adoption of Sunday, the day of the sun. as a sacred day for rest and reverence before the Emperor Constantine's decree made it a public holiday, blending pagan solar reverence with nascent Christian practices. Origin of Sunday worship, the sacred day of the sun god Mithra. I'm going to just continue real quick. This is going to simplify it for everybody. It says Sunday worship has roots in ancient sun cults. So at first, Sunday worship was something that heathens did. Now it's something that our people are doing because we believe it has something to do with God.
Right.
Sunday worship has roots in ancient sun cults, particularly the popular Roman mystery religion Mithraism, which honored the sun god Mithra and considered Sunday his sacred day, leading to its adoption and official recognition by Emperor Constantine. And it just repeats and shows you what's going on. So let's get a little proof behind that. All right. Let me go ahead and read something for y'all out of a dictionary, because that's something we're able to do. We're able to read. They have not made it illegal for Black people to read in 2025. Going into 2026, we should continue to do it.
Right.
All right. This is the American Heritage Dictionary. We are going to page 608. All right. Matter of fact, let me see. Let's not go to 608. Let's go to 681 first. All right. So Sunday, the first day of the week and the Christian Sabbath. All right. So what did it say? It said what day of the week?
The first day.
The first day of the week. All right. Let's read page 680 or Salakia, page 608. Saturday, the seventh day of the week. All right. So it just says simply Saturday is the seventh day of the week. So Sunday is the first day of the week. Saturday is the seventh day of the week. How many days in a week? Just to keep it simple. Seven. So Saturday is the last day of the week. All right. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2 and verse 2 to see what we should be doing. It's just real simple. That way, when somebody says no, Sunday is supposed to be worship of God, you can let them know where that comes from and what the scriptures actually say. Go ahead.
And Salakia, if I may, I find it funny how in the dictionary it said the Christian Sabbath.
The Christian Sabbath.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's specified, right? Because the oppressor knows the history of how Sunday came to be the Lord, the so-called Lord's Day.
Right.
All right. So let's see.
Khan, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 2. And on the seventh day.
Hold on. What day was that?
And on the seventh day.
Did it say the first?
And on the seventh day.
Did it say the second?
And on the seventh day.
On the seventh day. What day is Saturday?
The seventh day.
The seventh day. Continue.
God ended his work.
He ended his work. Continue.
Which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
Continue.
And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
So let me go a little bit further. So what are we seeing right now? That the first day of the week is Sunday. Now, right. I understand in American culture the first day of the week is considered the work day. As far as I knew when I was a kid, Monday was the first day of the week because that's when the weekend ended. That's when you went to work. That's when you went to school. But apparently the dictionary and the scriptures are coinciding to let us know what's really going on. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me get, I believe it's in Exodus. Give me 1 second.
Can I pull a precept for you real quick?
Absolutely.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7. The book of Daniel, chapter 7. Salakia. In verse 23. Salakia in verse 25. It says, And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
I love this verse.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand unto a time and times and dividing of times.
I love this verse. This really shows who the oppressor really is and what they've done.
Right.
If you could read that one more time.
Khan. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
So what's that mean when the oppressor is speaking great words against the Most High? What do you think that means?
Like how?
Because you saying it. You brought the verse. You
like how everything that they teach is to get us to go against the Most High.
Damn right. The Lord says rest on the seventh day. The Lord says, I worked and then I rested on the seventh day.
Right.
The oppressor says, no, we rested on the first. I don't care what the Lord did. This is what I'm doing. And the oppressor is going to get the entire world to do that. Let me see something. Unless you're a Seventh-day Adventist, you go up in that church and you sweat, you run around, you get funky, and you speak in Babel on the first day of the week. Let me see. How many Christians on earth today? 2.6 billion. This oppressor that is a demon on earth, Satan incarnate, has literally tricked 2.6 billion people into going to church on the exact opposite day that they should be. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in the first place, but then you're going on the wrong day. Okay, if you schedule for work on Monday and you show up on Saturday, what you think is going to happen to you? You're getting fired.
Right.
You're not supposed to be there on that day. You're scheduled to work on Monday. There are 2.6 billion Christians globally, making Christianity the world's largest religion. You're not worship. And how many people celebrating Christmas? Let me see. Let's see if how many people on earth celebrate Christmas. We about to go into Christmas soon. They saying two. How's it less Christians? I mean, how's it more Christians on earth than there's people celebrating Christmas? Come on now. But they're saying 2 billion people celebrate Christmas. We're gonna get into why that's wrong, but let's read real quick. I'm gonna read Exodus 20:8. It says, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy." Don't forget what the Most High told you to do. Keep it in your mind. Keep it in your hearts. Remember the Sabbath day. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day, Saturday, in the dictionary, Saturday, the seventh day of the week, you rest. But the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle. The Lord don't even want the animals working on that day, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. But the oppressor speaks great words against the Most High and gets you to go against the actual creator of all. Go ahead.
And Salakia, if I may too, that just hearing that just goes to show that even when we're in the kingdom, the way that we rule will be better than the oppressors. Because even the oppressors who still last will get a break. Unlike us.
Right.
So that's heavy.
If I could, we about to switch from the Sunday worship to what's going on with Christmas.
Right.
And then we'll talk a little bit about how discussing the people, like the reason why it's a great thing to know history, the reason why it's a great thing to know who the oppressor is and the other nations that follow them is because it really helps free you. It really helps free your mind. All right. Because don't know to do the right thing and then still do the wrong thing. That's something an animal would do. If you could, matter of fact, you gonna play the bear for me? If you could.
Where is
it? It's on a YouTube tab.
I got it.
Because only a slave would know the right thing to do and still do the wrong thing.
Right.
Like when I see somebody that finds out that shrimp, crab, and lobster are literally sea insects and they still consider it a delicacy. I done told people before, like shrimp, crab, and lobster used to be like literal prison food. Like you can look this up right now. If you don't believe me, let me look it up. Let me look it up for you. Crab was once not slave food. I said prison food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was once prison food.
Yeah, then it was cool.
Let me see if it'll give me. I'll just read one of the headlines to let y'all know, and y'all can look it up on your own time because I don't want to run too much over. Spoon University says how lobster went from prison food to an expensive delicacy. Let's not. I'm still off mute, right? All right, Most High Christ. Let's not be slaves to where we have the mentality to let the oppressor create something that was meant for disgustingness to actually just punish slaves, and now it's in restaurants and you drizzle a little butter on it and it's considered a delicacy.
Right.
It's a roach. It's a spider under the sea. Let's go ahead and play that video. And you can mute my mic so we can hear it. And you can turn it up a little bit on here so the class can hear it here.
This tragic scene shows a bear that was caged for 20 years, who's unable to stop circling despite being released into a huge woodland nature reserve. The bear is named Ina. What you see here was a result of her being kept in a tiny cage at a zoo in the Romanian city of Piatra-Neamt, where all she could do was circle endlessly because there was nowhere else to go. When she was freed, she was moved to this reserve, also in Romania, which is run by the AMP Liberty Bear Sanctuary. Her new carer said that she is well looked after and she can mix with other bears, but she still has days like this where she circles endlessly, despite having been freed since 2014. Despite all the natural surroundings that she has to enjoy, she still has days where she's not fully comprehended that the bars are no longer in place around her. A spokesman for the organisation said she is free, but her mind is captive, even now, and there are days when she turns in a circle endlessly, penned in by an imaginary cage created by her suffering.
If we know the right things to do, we don't have to aimlessly walk in circles like an animal that was captive once.
Right.
And matter of fact, let me get John 8:32, because ISUBK has been trying to give brothers and sisters the truth since 1969. There's no reason for us to worship the Lord on the wrong day. There's no reason for us to eat pork. There's no reason for us to celebrate Christmas when the scriptures tell us not to. John 8:32, Baba Kashah. I'll get there with you. Give me 1 second. And if there's any questions in the chat, just go ahead, put them in the chat. We'll answer them to the best of our ability. All right, I'm ready.
Khan, that's the book of John, chapter 8.
Matter of fact, let's go to 31.
Khan, this is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 31. Then said Yahushua to the Jews, which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye disciples indeed.
So if you continue in the words of Christ, then you're his disciples indeed. But if you don't, then you're not a disciple of Christ. If you go to church on Sunday, you're not a disciple of Christ, because Christ said, do not one jot or one tittle in any wise go away from the law. I'm summarizing.
Right.
But if you do, you're not a disciple of Christ. If you go against the law, if you go against the scriptures, you're not a disciple of Christ. Continue.
And ye shall know the truth.
If you are a disciple of Christ, if you abide in the laws of the Most High that Christ even spoke for you to keep, then ye shall know the truth. And what?
And the truth shall make you free.
That bear on that screen, don't be like the bear.
Right.
The bear doesn't know the truth of the matter, that he doesn't have to circle around. I don't know if that was a male or a female, but the bear is circling around like us. You're a revolving door doing the same wrong things over and over and over. And we wonder why our people is cursed. We keep going into captivity and captivity and captivity. During the Maccabean era, if the Greeks caught you circumcising your child, they would hang that baby. They would unalive the mother. If they found a temple of yours, they would do unspeakable sexual things in that temple and sacrifice pigs in the temple. We don't have to deal with that. We can literally serve the Most High and just worry about a little bit of ridicule online that doesn't even matter, because we know the truth. All you got to do is pick up a book and read. We're not slaves physically, but mentally, like that bear, a lot of us are. Let me continue, and then we'll move on to what I wanted to go into. Sunday worship, we know is wrong. Let me read one more thing about it, and then I'll go into how this ties into Christmas. It says, Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, was the official sun god of the later Roman Empire, promoted by Emperor Aurelian in 274 AD. So 274 years after Christ died, the unconquered sun was what was worshipped. It says, as a unifying state deity, often depicted driving a chariot and linked to Mithraism, like I told y'all earlier about the sun god that they had. And Eastern and it's saying other Eastern solar cults. The cult's festival was on December 25th. What is today? December 25th. What do people celebrate on December 25th? Christmas. The reason why they celebrate Christmas on December 25th is because of the oppressor taking our book. I'll hold this up. He takes our book and then he makes it seem like we're supposed to be doing the things that are with other gods. And it's not, the things that the oppressor is telling us to do is not even in our book. It literally says the seventh day, but we're doing it on the first. It says celebrating the sun's rebirth coincides with the winter. So what day is it saying the sun is reborn on? The 25th. So when is Sol Invictus's birthday? The 25th. I'll read to y'all a couple of gods that are a few gods that were also born on December 25th. Horus. Y'all heard of Horus, right? Attis. Mithra, of course, the other sun god. Dionysus. Tammuz, and of course, Sol Invictus that we mentioned. All right, let's continue. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's see what Christ was doing around this time. All right, John 10 and 22. Let me see if I can get there real quick. I don't want to read all of that, but 22. All right. John 10 and 22.
Khan, that's the book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Salakia, Khan. This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication.
So where are they at?
Jerusalem.
They are in Jerusalem, the holy city. And we've been talking, we said holy a couple times. Y'all know what holy means, right?
Khan.
What's that mean?
To be separate.
It means to be separate. There's still people preaching saying holy means pure. Like, that's what we thought before we started reading. But Jerusalem is the holy city. Jerusalem is a city that is just separate, like unlike any other.
Right.
And let's read who was there and what they were doing.
The feast of the dedication.
Right.
And it was winter.
It was winter.
And Yahushua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
So, okay, it's wintertime. You got Jesus. He's at the Feast of Dedication in Jerusalem. So what is Christ doing? He is keeping the Feast of Dedication, which is what? It's what people ignorantly associate the oppressor with. Hanukkah, aka in the world, Hanukkah. This right here, that is a menorah. That is something that should be in your house instead of a Christmas tree.
Right.
If you look in the scriptures, this represents the 7 churches. And there was a vision of Christ, and they saw the 7 candlesticks in that vision. That's what should be in your house, not a Christmas tree. A Christmas tree is associated with another god, Nimrod, right? Everybody know that? Because they're saying Nimrod sprung out of a tree stump and a new tree grew. That's what they're saying. That's why Christmas trees are everywhere right now on December 25th. There's probably about 2 billion Christmas trees out there right now. And that's the worship of Nimrod. Do y'all know when Nimrod was born?
25th.
While the Bible doesn't give Nimrod a birthday date, traditions link his supposed birthday to December 25th. How many December 25th birthdays we got to have to realize that those gods are fake and they're rooted in some evil worship that has nothing to do with Christ?
Right.
If y'all tuned in to Captain Zion's class, it was a historychannel.com article that literally said that it was most likely that Christ was born in spring based on the sheep being herded in tax season. But yet and still, we are going to try to worship our God on the wrong days. And people will say, well, it's a good thing to do because you're literally worshiping Christ. You're literally taking something that was used for bad and turning it into something good. Let me read something to you in the scriptures about that. Give me 1 second.
Like you want the AI overview of when he was actually born?
When he was actually born, or what people are saying?
It clears up what you just said.
Go ahead.
Khan, this is the AI overview of what Google is going to try to say about when Jesus was actually born. It says Jesus was not born on December 25th. Scholars.
Are you sure?
This is what AI overview is saying, sir.
Go ahead.
It says Jesus was not born on December 25th.
But wait, there's a whole bunch of nativity scenes with a rosy cheek, pale face baby in a manger right now.
Right.
And 2.6 billion people believe that he was born on the 25th, right?
Yeah, concert.
But what's that saying?
It said Jesus was not born on December 25th.
Damn.
And Salakia, sir, if I may, it's so crazy how all you gotta do now is search it up on Google.
Now, Google will
lie, but
it will lie sometimes, because there's been certain times where I'll specifically look up a term and it'll point me into the right direction. And there's other times where I'm like, how the hell does this get on here? But that particular one coincides with what the truth is.
Right.
But is there any more on that?
Concert. It says scholars estimate his birth between 6 and 4 BCE, possibly in the spring or autumn, linked to King Herod the Great's reign, with various theories suggesting dates like spring because of the shepherds or celestial events in 7 BC.
Good night.
Oh, it says December 25th was chosen later by the early church for symbolic reasons.
So they could unify the people and get them to still be able to celebrate what they wanted to celebrate, but also make the church more popular.
Right.
That's what that's about. Let no man deceive you. You can literally find that, because after a while, there's no willful blindness. There will be no more excuses. That is a holiday that was dedicated to many other gods. I mentioned Tom. I don't know if I even mentioned Tammuz, but Tammuz, Dionysus, Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, Sunday. That's why it is on the day that it is, because it is sun worship. All right. Now let's get back to it. So Christ was at the Feast of Dedication. We know the Feast of Dedication in the ISUBK is Hanukkah. Some people might even call it the Feast of Lights or something like that. But the Feast of Dedication is what it can be found in the Apocrypha, which were books that were removed out of the scriptures. And I'm going to read a couple of things. If you could get there with me, let me see if I could get it for you. Let me see. If you could go to, let me see where I want to go with it. If you could go to First Maccabees 7, Salakia, First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 7. All right, we getting ready to wrap it up soon. I think people get the point. We've been tricked. We could do the right thing. We don't got to walk around in circles.
Right.
We don't have to keep letting the oppressor blame us for things that have nothing to do with us. And just remember, we should defend black people. There's no such thing as black on black crime. Black people are assaulting each other out here, but Asians are assaulting each other. Whites are assaulting each other, as you can see. And if you look at the statistics, you're going to go against, or you're going to commit crimes against who you're around. And black people are literally, as far as hate crimes go, are the victims of the most hate crimes committed. Don't ever forget that, or let an oppressor tell you otherwise. Go ahead. You was about to say something?
Nah, Salaki, I just wanted to touch on something else you guys said, because I just found it crazy. Like, if Christians believe that Jesus is their God, and like you were saying, they believe that his birthday is on the 25th, and the Bible say there's no other God with me, I just don't understand how that could be. You know what I mean? If it's all these other gods on the same, y'all God's birthday is the same day as every other God. Yeah, the Bible say there's no other God with me.
Right.
That just don't make sense. You know, the mindsets.
I'm gonna read it for him again. Hold
you know
on.
what I mean?
Let me read it for him again. All right, give me 1 second. Mithra, Attis, Dionysus, Tammuz, Sol Invictus, all gods born on December 25th, which coincides with the winter solstice, which coincides with the worship of the sun, Sunday worship. Let's not be fools any longer.
Right.
All right. Let's get to it. And I want to bring out a couple of things. And let me just further a point. When the Roman Empire sacked Jerusalem and tore everything down, let me show y'all something real quick. The reason why we don't know that a menorah is supposed to be in our possession is because those things, like other things, were stolen from us. We already read in Maccabees how they laid open the book of the law and painted images to the likeness of themselves, because the oppressor is a natural thief. The scriptures call where they dwell the house of the thief. But let me show y'all something real quick. I don't know if this is going to focus or not, but let me see. How's that look on the screen right there?
You can see it.
You can see it?
Yeah, you can see it. It ain't crazy.
All right.
You can see it.
This is Romans literally stealing our things from our temples, as they did in Greece as well. All right. So the next time somebody tells you to hang to put up a Christmas tree in your house, just ask them which God are we serving then? Yeah, which, and I got to show one more person in there. But which God are we serving? Is it Nimrod that we're worshiping when we put that tree up?
Right.
Is it Sol Invictus? Is it Mithra? Because all of these are gods on December 25th that have to do with the sun. That evergreen tree is meant to be for everlasting life in those paganistic cultures. Don't bring that into your house. It says don't do it. Well, where is it at? It's slipping my mind right now. Jeremiah 10:2. Let me just read that. We got to read that on Christmas. We got to read that on Christmas. Let's get there. Jeremiah 10:2. And I'm going to show y'all who the oppressor is and how, even though the title of this class is Who is to Blame, I want to show y'all who really is to blame. Because Diddy is a wild boy. He is a 6'9" guy, as Kendrick Lamar would say it. But man, he pales in comparison to some of these people that are in this very book.
Right.
He pales in comparison to the people in the Maccabees that we had to fight. I'm gonna show y'all. So that behavior that Diddy is exhibiting is because Diddy is being of his father, the devil, as the scriptures say. Because man, there's some freaky people up in here. How much time we got? I'm gonna go ahead and read that, and then I'm gonna get right to it.
Khan. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen. Do not worship Nimrod.
Right.
That was born on the 25th. Don't worship Tammuz. Don't worship Mithra. Don't worship Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun. How you gonna have a name like that? The unconquered sun. There's not that God doesn't exist, let alone is it unconquered. Christ has the keys to death and hell.
Right.
Christ can conquer anything. And when y'all see those chariots, just know that you are going to be conquered. This is the message to the oppressor. You are going to be conquered. You believe that you can continue to worship on the 25th and worship something like the unconquered sun. You're going to be a conquered people. All the countenance of y'all are going to change on this planet, and you'll no longer be able to blame my people for the disgusting things you do on the earth. Continue.
Khan. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Don't be dismayed at the signs of the sun, the moon, the stars, and make gods after it like the heathen does. Continue. Don't be into astrology. Use the stars as a map like it's intended.
Right.
If you get lost in the ocean, use the stars to chart your course with your boat. Don't worship it and think that you're going to be a Pisces and you're going to find a Libra that's going to fix your life.
Right.
Don't be like the heathen. Continue.
Khan. For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Man, the heathen thinks that Sol Invictus is the unconquered sun. The heathen believes they should be in the churches worshiping on Sunday when it's really the first and not the seventh day. Continue.
For the customs of the people are vain.
They are false. These gods don't exist. And I pray that I get to see the day that I can look down on these conquered people and let them know that their gods were fake.
Right.
Continue.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Nimrod. Continue.
The work of the hands of the workmen. With the axe.
This is a fir tree. They're going into the forest to cut down these trees and bring them into their houses, because this was a tradition that literally happened before Christ. I believe that this happened about 500, 600 years before Christ was born. The trees in December 25th being celebrated. Continue.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Deck the halls with whatever of holly, as they say. Silver and gold, silver bells. You put lights. It's people falling off their roof and breaking their necks, hanging up these Christmas trees on this fake holiday, setting their houses on fire, going bankrupt in their household finances for a fake holiday.
Right.
For gods that don't exist. When Christ was at the feast of dedication, Hanukkah, and you best believe that there was a menorah burning with 7 candles. That's right. Not some lit up foolish Christmas tree that's going to catch fire and set you ablaze. Continue.
Khan. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not.
Back in the day, they believed that these trees could come alive if you didn't gift and worship it. Black people get a little spooky sometimes about this stuff. Back in the day, and in those years, back in the day when our people served these other gods and really put Christmas trees in their house, they believed that tree could come alive. Continue.
Khan. But speak not. They must needs be born.
The tree needs be born, which is Old English for the tree needs to be carried. It can't move on its own. The tree can't speak to you. It can't do good or evil. It can't give you a blessing.
Right.
Continue.
Because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
We can end right there. Let's see. All right. So give me 1 second. Let me just read y'all a few scriptures in First Maccabees real quick, and let me just show y'all what the people were doing to us. So this is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 15. All right. Or Salakia, let me start and just let y'all know what our people were doing during the Greek captivity. All right. So we'll start at, let me see. You gonna go ahead and read it?
I can read it for you. You want me to start at 11?
Yeah, 11.
Khan. In those days, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
So there were wicked men in Israel, and the reason why there were wicked men in Israel is because the Greeks were reigning over us, and there were men that were our people that decided to be traitors. Continue.
Khan, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Now, hold on. Go to 15.
Khan, verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
So remember when we read where it said, until there be a falling away, since these times, we have not realized that we should not be joined to this heathen.
Right.
We have not realized that. This heathen, as it's described in here, is wicked. Let me see if I can just read one verse about it. I'll get to what they really were, and then we're going to close it out. Let me see. We started at verse 10. 11. All right, so let me read verse 10. This is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome. So the scriptures is calling these people wicked. Let me help y'all out real quick and show y'all, and then we'll get out of here because we're going to show you who's to blame. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to show y'all a picture of somebody, and you can look it up as well. Can you look up Emperor Nero?
Khan. Emperor Nero?
Yes. Emperor Nero. If I could just find what I had written down about him. All right. So Emperor Nero, I'm going to show y'all his picture in here, and you can put a picture up real quick because it's good to read, because after a while, the internet, you might not have access. This is Emperor Nero right here. He was an emperor in Rome, and I'll talk about the Greeks real quick. The people that we were fighting, and the reason why there is a holy convocation in December is because we were able to rededicate our temple after we defeated the Greeks. But we're going to talk real quick about Emperor Nero. Emperor Nero is a disgusting bastard.
Right.
Emperor Nero, after his wife died, castrated a slave boy, turned him into a woman, dressed him like a woman, and married him. If y'all know anything about what's going on, y'all will see that this spirit is starting to get bold in the earth, because right now they are chemically castrating kids. Right now, what they're doing is they're trying to make things like NAMBLA, what's it called? Let me look it up before I mess up the name.
There you go.
Emperor, that is a disgusting. Let me see. I think it's called Nambla.
Man, the oppressor. Devil.
Castrated a young boy.
That's crazy.
All right. Nambla, the North American Man-Boy Love Association, is a pedophilia and pederasty advocacy organization in the United States. I don't know if y'all ever heard about what pederasty is, but the Greeks and the Romans, the people that we had to fight against, they were into that. The people that the Greeks, y'all ever heard of the Spartans?
Concert.
They were gay. They were pedophiles. They are the people who gave us Sunday worship. These people are the ones that gave us gods from December 25th, and there's no reason why we should keep that tradition and walk around in that circle. I'm gonna just read a little bit about them, and then we can get ready to close out. And if we can get that Bible verse one more time, where it says, "Let no man deceive you," in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. All right, give me 1 second.
Khan. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
We need to realize that this oppressor is something that we should separate from. And what they've, like, Democrats and Republicans pretend to be separate on the issue of homosexuality. They pretend to be separate on the issue of pedophilia. Right. But I don't know if you guys have been seeing on the news how many people have been named in pedophilia that are Trump supporters. People that are like high up there as far as supporters and people that are advocates in spreading the propaganda. They're pedophiles on both sides, and they always have been. Let me just read something for you and see if I can find it about the Spartans, because the Spartans are people who we had to fight. Ancient Greece, we had to fight these people. It says ancient Greece featured at least 5 different varieties of same-sex relationships. A, pederastic relationships, typically between adolescent boys and adult men who were not yet married. Relationships between male youths of approximately the same age, which is less frequently. Homosexual relationships between fully adult men. Age differentiated relationships between females, and relationships between adult females. But the top one was pederasty. These people, these Romans and these Greeks that we've had to fight against, that are literally the fathers of the children that we have been subject to today, are something that we should separate ourselves from. And the Maccabees knew that we should not be like the heathen. They kept the scriptures. They were disciples of Christ. They are the ones who helped get the Feast of Dedication up and running and continued throughout the generations. All right. Remember, don't be like that bear that's going around in circles. Don't be a pedophile, and do not worship the gods of December 25th. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass the class over to priest and officer. Who's going to take it? All right. He'll take it. All right. You want to go ahead and slide over? I'll go ahead and move the camera for you and get it ready for you. Sweat. Give me 1 second.
All right, rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shut themselves from the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has a particular interest in a person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 to 21. Malachi 3:8 through 10. Ma'asher means 10th in Hebrew. 10th of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund. It's not mandatory. It's free will. Whatever you feel in your heart to give. Up and coming holy convocations. We got the Purim, and that'll be held here at 51 Blue Hen Drive. And if you're a Black, Hispanic, or a Native, come out and keep the commandments with us. And with that being said, if anybody want to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black pants, headbands, boots, and scarf. And with that being said, men of Israel, a Midram, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, a Midram Shabbat, a Midram, Barak, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Barakatham, Yahshmatah, which means hands down, Sar, which means to turn. We're going to give a courtesy salute. Sister is a Midram, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Midram Shabbat, a Midram, Barak, Yahweh, Shamar, Alatham, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Yahweh, Shamar, Alatham, Yahshmatah, which means hands down. Class dismissed.